Good morning. I'm trying out something new. Got a little task switcher going, so I can go between like there and the code. It switches back and forth for me. Uh-oh. See, enable preview. Let me go back to the browser. Let me fix that. No, it shouldn't be that browser. Nope, not that one. Should be that one. Let me try again. Yay, look at that. Okay, so hopefully we're gonna get rid of the little tag on the bottom of this that says, hey, I kind of screw up and need to shout at me. So I'm gonna disable that because now I got a little task switcher thing set up to automatically follow me. Hopefully it's not gonna make people like car sick or something because it's bouncing around too much. So I think that's just called scene switcher. This thing here. And so far so good. I hope I can add things at runtime. And it looks like there are some hotkeys. Let's see. I'm not seeing like hotkeys for enabling or disabling like the automatic scene switching. Oh well, they've got a button. Let's get going. So today it's going to be enums. We're going to get back to the enum stuff. I think they have basically confirmed that most of the big cool work has actually been done. Like 390's in. There's also some a bunch of neat stuff that's trying to basically make the Rust code have the same sort of safety guarantees as the C++ code. So there's interior immutability in all of the C++ code. It's a little bit more Wild West than Rust. So they're using some interesting patterns to wrap that and make that similar, at least. But with less Wild West, a little bit more predictability in terms of basically what you're doing. I'm trying to get my phone set up, which is why I'm kind of starting and stopping my speech. It's funny, I recognize I do that. I'm so single-minded. It's like, okay, well, I can do one thing at a time, and then I switch to the other thing. Then I go back to talking. uh, okay, closing off all those. Gonna get back to the code, and so any of those should take me back to the code. There we go. Little stream announcement in the Discord, and we're good to go. All right. Oh, and check this out, Get UI. That sweet little. Look at that. Details. I hit enter. Go into it. This is very nicely done. It's got chunk support. So if you want to stash things, you can do that. I actually cleaned up all my stashes because it was so easy to do with this tool. It's pretty neat. I think I'll have to keep trying to use it. Let's give it a fetch, GD native. Alright, good. Check out -B, Halsey. And what was that? Oh, Virgo. I haven't seen that one. The opposite direction of that? Actually, let's take a peek. Focus on keyboard shortcuts. It looks nice. Like, all right, what I want to know is, can you stage lines in this? Am I a Mac? Yes, I am on Mac. I'm gonna start that one too. Might come back to it. Hey, Zenocron, how's it going? OG Jake, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I think, is it Wednesday? Looks like it might be Wednesday. Oh, we're gonna look up the issue number. Enums. Remove Godot class enum support. Oh, yeah. This is 424. All right. 424. Enum to const. And we're going to do this off of GD native master. If it has git add -p. I'm not familiar with -p. What is -p? Oh, you upgraded to Big Sur. Yeah, I don't know about that. I am not a bleeding edge Mac guy. Just not. I just don't have the time to deal with the deal with all those cuts and figuring stuff out. Not that I don't want to, it's just I don't have the time. Azure's broken, so you have time. Oh, it's patch, I see. Got it. Okay, so we'll give that a check out. So I think it was this one. So the borrowing, I think we might skip, just because there was no, like, I didn't see a big change on that yet. But we'll skip it for now. The work in progress bits, see, I don't even know what this one was. And I think this is the one that I'm mostly interested in. Yeah, it seems like it should be done after it. Okay, let's see if we can cherry pick this indicate. Yep. Now just for fun, get gut UI. We definitely don't want gut UI. Get UI. Interesting, it's not showing me the diff on this file. Some of them it does, some it doesn't. I wonder what the rationale is. Diff? It says diff hit the right arrow, and I did that. Huh. Or are some of these already done? But there's like no changes? Strange. Alright. Oh, I just noticed there's a little dot at the right. See that? What does more dot mean? Dot. Oh, I see. Tab 1, 2, 3, 4, help quit. Yeah. That's a fun little UI. I just didn't have it in me to like learn a whole bunch of new key bindings for that stuff. Hmm. Let's close all those. COC enable. Oh, did they do a new Rust analyzer? I don't see any new ones. Oh, git tag, git tag. Oh my goodness. 622, the latest one. I've had a bad experience with building it from master. I don't know. Do they have like a guard on it? Oh, you're using Jmalloc. Does Jmalloc actually, does it make a big difference? Imagine it might. Chairs in the way, let me move that. Today's a stand-up day. Not really seeing one? Okay. So why do you do Jmalloc? Ah, okay. All right, let's take a look at these one at a time. So it used to have just name there, and I changed that. Oh, that's right, because now instead of enums having some sort of string inside of them, I changed it so that they had those token SYN types. Okay, so we're definitely going to keep this line, and then object path is going to be the same thing. Yeah. But it looks like we've got this ref option here. Okay, so let's do this one piece at a time. Send parse quote for this line path. Okay, that one's good. We're going to keep that. Oh. Now this one. Oh, interesting. Thread access shared. That needs to be a ref. Okay. Should be some more in here for this. Oh, interesting. What's going on here? What function are we in? To return post. So this is at the very end of one of the methods. We need to know how the return is to be done. Oh, I see. When you find something slow, you'll swap out the Rust analyzer binary with the other allocator. That's cool. Is it just tossing? Is that just a regular cargo option, Jamalik? And why? Here, let's go look at the definition of this. We have syn type path. What file are we in? This is binding gen API. How do we unstage all? I don't know. Do I want to unstage all? Oh, that's neat. I do like the changes there. Okay. Well, if that didn't conflict, that means it was still whatever it was before. Maybe that was a string? Oh, it's part of that xtask build script. Okay, gotcha. Is xtask a bit like kind of like the build.rs stuff? Is it kind of a codified cargo thing? Why would I have returned none in some cases? Oh, I see. This is actually in the quote. I didn't see that before. In that case, this gets easier. So we're going to keep the new one. So this is going to be path here. Okay, because I think my only change was probably here. Just quick search API. Line 400 something. 410-ish. Oh, yeah, that's not going to help me much. And I love the new switcher. It's like coming back and forth with me like so often. I need to actually be a little bit more careful about switching windows too quickly. Actually, I want to check one more setting in there. So in there, they have these new Yeah, when no window matches, don't switch. I think that's what I want. Because if I go from the terminal to the browser, if I had then clicked on OBS, it would have taken you back to the terminal. But I don't think we wanted that. We wanted it to stay until I go back to the terminal, which is that way. Okay. New OBS configs. Just still figuring it out. Okay. There's that. Oh, that's it for that conflict. Good. Control C out of that. Gat. Wow. Git add. First it was gut. Now it was gat. Let's take a look at special methods. What sort of a mess is in here? Not too much. Okay. Why would this have changed? Did they get rid of new? Oh no, it's just down there. Game of trees. uh, this Tog, which that's awesome. I like Tig. Tig is neat. Game of trees. I gotta take a look. Copy link address. Sorry, a little bit of Oro Niwa today. Oh my. Oh my. This does look like dev art. Wow. Oh, interesting. It uses Git repositories to store version data. Yeah, it's got Puffy in the logo. That last I remember, Puffy had gills and maybe some fins. Wow, has Puffy devolved? Puffy looks like a bacteria. Where are their logos? They used to have logo link on their homepage. Let's see, FAQ. What happened to Puffy? Artwork. Ah, there it is. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, Puffy used to actually look like a fish. I mean, look at this. 2.8. That looks like a fish. There's Puffy. Whoa. I'm having a hard time parsing that. It looks like some Damon stuff. Oh, 70s are back. But look, still like a fish. Oh. Yeah. But this up here, oh, this logo, okay. Oh yeah, Git is a storage format. That would be interesting. I don't know how efficient Git is as a storage format. I mean, it's definitely tuned towards, source control and stuff like that. But all right, so it looks like this kind of moved around. I'm going to take this down to the new below, down here. I want to see if there's any big difference with this. Quote, oh, was the documentation different now? Sorry, I had to yell at the goats. I had to guide them away from the garden. Which is great because I've actually trained them to the point where if I use a certain tone of voice, they go away from where they currently are. It's really neat. What am I making? Um, at the moment, we are working on a project called GD Native. Not this screen here, but more over here, so that we can use Rust inside of Godot. Big picture is I'm making a game. It's kind of exploration, building, fighting. Imagine Don't Starve meets Sunless Seas meets some building stuff as well. Minecraft maybe. Yeah. Maybe 1 hour, one live fish. But yeah, today we are definitely in this code base, trying to get it pushed up towards the where's the issues 0.9 release, because there are some things that we would definitely like to use in the 0.9. So we're chipping away, getting some of these things worked on. Currently, not that one. It's the enum one. This down here, working towards this one. Billiar, morning. Yeah, we're definitely contributing to GD Native. Actually, I'm a little surprised that at this change. Why did that go away and get moved down here? I don't understand why the documentation. Oh, I see it. So here they have the docs there. Okay, let's just remove some stuff that's the same. That's the same. That's not needed. Inline, fine. Okay, and this has the new returns a rough self unique, unsafe. Yeah, I'm actually merging some code that I had in a different branch that kind of got squished by, well, I don't know, my branch became stale, so I'm trying to get it back onto master at the moment. Okay, this one, yeah, I don't think I have to do anything with this. What changes did I have in here? I don't see anything that I would have wanted to keep. Yeah, okay, that whole thing goes away. Oh, you saw a lot of let foo dereference immutable foo pointer. Yes, yes. Should probably be using CRM null. Oh, and null pointer. Oh, thank you for that, Museum. So I'm gonna copy paste your text there into a local to do. That's my Rust, GD native. Where's my to-do list? Okay, there we go. The standard pointer null and center pointer null mute. Okay. Standard pointer null and thank you. And we should strive to minimize the use of transmute copy. That's really a good suggestion. Instead of transmitting zero U size to a instead of doing the C thing, right? Do the Rust thing here. That's neat that they have those functions available. Actually, I'm a little curious. Let's go back over here to the docs. Center pointer null. Oh, I see, and it's actually safe. That's neat. And null mutable. Yeah, just don't touch it. All right, so what's going on in this code? I think all I had to do in this case was probably add the GD native core. Yeah, this we're going to merge, but oh wait, this is their code, isn't it? Rough kind. No, it's. If we ever get confused with this stuff, like which one is theirs, which one's mine? Mine's the one on the bottom here, isn't it? Because we didn't have rough counted before this thing, rough kind. Yeah, and then we use rough kind right there. All right. I'm gonna take that one. I don't think I need any of that, the add ref stuff, no. I don't know why it changed though. Why is there a conflict here? Hmm. Oh, is all this getting removed now? Oh, lovely. Okay. So what is going away here? Oh, generate dynamic cast. Okay, that's fine. Luckily, the compiler is going to catch all of my enum stuff for me, so I don't have to be too careful. So it'll be pretty obvious if I screw something up. All right, so what's going on here? To snake name. Qualified parent class. Interesting. Do I still have qualified parent class up there? Yes, it's right here. We want the qualified parent class. Okay, there's that line. Why does it feel like at the very top of this I screwed something up? I think I got the order wrong. The thing at the very top of this file. All right, add of reference is gone. Then we have qualified parent class again. Okay. All right, where's this end? Reference clone. Oh, look at all that. Nice. Bye-bye. All right. Which brings us back up here. Let's see, I had this thing. I hope I got that right up here. We'll see in the diff. All right, special method. Okay, GD native core, private Godot object, sealed. Okay, that looks good. Yep, this is their change. Parent class module. Okay, the rest of those changes I was okay with. Good status. All right, 3 more merge conflicts. Ah, yes, this. This all got moved. Let's go see what they actually did in here. I'm not seeing it. All right, back to the code. We'll look at the history of, what is this file? GD native bindings lib. All right, we'll hit this go to file button, paste that in there, hit enter. Okay, let's do a blame on there. 2 days ago, this one. All right, so I want to look at the history on this file. Oh, I see. So persistent ref left. Let's just merge that. Our stuff got moved into this generated module. GD native bindings generated. Okay, and they removed ref counted, was it? Oh, they removed persistent ref. All right, I don't see persistent ref in what we have. We have ref counted here, which is fine. All right, and that was only one of them. Let's go look at the next history. Yeah, with that plugin, you see how often I actually go back and forth between the browser. All right, so we're gonna click on this one, see what else they changed in that block. Oh, wait for it to move. It's loading. I see. So a lot of GD native core stuff now. I dislike that when I select that, it actually goes left to right. Okay. Interesting. Let's see, we already had this one. This one's gone. New. Right? Yeah, that one's new. What's this? Reference. I'm going to get rid of that. Get API stays. Okay. That goes away. That goes in there. Good. Done. Add that. 2 left. Looks like they got rid of new ref. Oh, no. New ref is a new thing. It's just that I had doc hidden on that. This is not really needed. I think I actually needed it to be public. We'll have to see if that comes back. Oh, that exists. There we go. Rust analyzer, little odd sometimes. If I go into the file, save it, then suddenly it knows about it. All right, that's it for the issue there. Git add that. Oh yeah, we moved that. Okay. What's the next one? Git status. You know, Godot is sitting there in the back of my mind. And why? Okay, so OpenBSD developers making Godot, which is a simple interface to Git. Oh, these are OpenBSD developers. It's not like they have trouble with Git, right? It's not to Git. Okay, it uses the Git manifest worktree format. Oh, I see. I wonder why. I'm just going to take theirs on this one. Yeah, some of this we're just going to come back to and patch up. All right, that should be it for that. Get status. Get. I see. So it generates get compatible repos, but everything above that actual data is custom. Oh, I see. All right, get cherry pick continue. All right, cargo check. Almost. Only 5 errors? Huh. Alice, good luck. 324. Now, object here is already a type path. There we go. All right, let's see if we need that. Mod raw. Just another one of those Rust analyzer blips. Yeah, okay. Yeah, object redefined here. Hmm. This is because, yeah, the very top of that. But as for why, OpenBSD still uses CVS as the main repo. Whoa. Oh, I see. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting sort of project decision there. Didn't we do the same thing before with GD native? So use create as GD native core. That's fine. I think these references to create object and this here are a little off. Okay, so GD native generated. GD native core does have a generated. Oh, is that the file we were in? Oh, it was. Oh. You've had their public CVS repo for like 25, wow, 25 years. My first kind of experience with BSD was, I think it was BSD 3, maybe 3.2, FreeBSD 3.2 on an old laptop. And I was actually in Europe at the time. I had to spend a little bit extra money to get a PSCMCA card that FreeBSD had drivers for. Wow, long ago. It's good stuff. Actually, I'm not familiar with Poudriere. Oh, it's for creating and testing FreeBSD packages. Oh, nice. All right. So this looks okay. Create object self. I don't think we want that, because we're going to be referring to that object create as GD native core object as opposed to just object. All right, let's give it another check. Good. Now we have a couple of these things that are ambiguous. And that was on line 142. Okay, so wherever we have this, allow non-camel case types. Is this the constructor? See if we get a hit on that. Oh, we do. Is it the same? Yeah, self. Good. Yeah, that should be okay. A little bit of like a trickery going in there. I don't quite like it, but it works. Oh, basically ZFS plus CI plus buildbot locally. Wow, that's pretty cool. I wonder. Hmm. All right. 129. Add ref. Let's search for the documentation. Is pretty static, so. Oh, what? really no... Oh, it's generated now. And this one can be crate generated. All right, same thing in raw. You can spin up a zone for a specific target and build any package imports, and then package it up with a bunch of linters, checkers, and the wow. OpenBSD's package conf scripts aren't nearly as fancy. Oh, OpenBSD, they have a lot more targets, don't they? I mean, FreeBSD, they're focused on, is it, you know, x64. Did they drop 32-bit targets for FreeBSD yet? Just making sure I didn't have any extras in there. Is it an object now? Okay, so they still have the i386 in there. Hey, Jimmy, how's it going? And Carter, welcome. So we got the enums patch back onto well, we're working on getting it back into master at the moment. Lots of stuff going on there. Create generate object. Cannot find this in. Cannot find object in object. That's because this isn't in crate. What was the line number on that? 40,714. Wait, why is it saying that it couldn't find object? Because I thought it just found it like it's on the previous line, isn't it? Create, generated, object, object. Should it have bailed here as opposed to here? All right, regardless, that actually needs to be in GD native. So when it says to object and to node. Oh, no. This is GD native bindings generated. That's that there. That should fix those types of issues with that. All right, then we have this thread access thing. Let's go to this line. Alright, where is thread access now? It's in GD native core thread access. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ha! I didn't mean to do that. Oh, wow. Did that branch already get committed, or did I just hose that? Oh. Okay, yeah. This branch needs to go away. They redesigned this and now I can't find things. Isn't that how it always is? I think it's the worst with Jira. Because Jira, I don't want to be there to begin with. I'm actually looking for the list of branches. Where's the branches? So that I can just delete it real quick. They normally have a little trash can button on the branch itself. Where'd that go? It's on the right side. Yeah. Let's see. One release, packages, blue gray bar. Oh, here. Compare pull request. Oh, oh wow. Okay, right there. Blue. Thank you. There's a trash can. All right, that duplicates can go away. Yeah. All right. No, that one's done. Okay, back to the code. Now that I know I'm not going to get tripped up on that later. Oh, Godot string. Interesting. Saw a reference error in there. That'd fix that. And I think Godot string would be fixed with that. Let's save that. Try again. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Ref kind. Yeah, I think of just importing that top level stuff is going to fix that. There's reference. Godot string, same thing. Ref kind. Generate. Okay, yeah. We got a bunch of those fixed. Ecton Dev, good morning. Took you a while to find the releases tab. Oh, over here. You know, I'm still so used to clicking in OBS. I didn't actually just go to the tab. Oh. Yeah, where's releases now? Hold on. Oh, on the right. Latest release over here. Yeah, it does feel weird that it's not up there. But it does make this a little bit more extensible. The stuff on the right, they could just add a whole slew of things over there. It's not all projects have releases. Also, well, top contributors is in Insights, contributors. I know that one. I do look from time to time. I'll come over here. Like, oh, they're beating me this week. If you disable the wiki tab, the wiki tab disappears. Oh, I see. So if they don't have releases, why don't they just have it on the top? Yeah, I see what you're saying. Actually, yeah, why does... What are the projects? Oh, I see. This is kind of like they're stepping into like Jira territory, aren't they? Actions, this is like CI stuff. And security. Use security advisories. So I've not used the project stuff. It seems interesting though. Oh, there I go. Okay, I just need to switch windows back. Only 1,840 errors. Oh, that's a private module. Yeah, that's why I did that before. Okay. All right, so if we go back to GD native, well, how are they doing that before? Is it because it was at the top level? Because now I'm stuff getting generated, and generated's private. GD native core. Where's GD native core lib? GD native core lib. That's where object and reference are going to live. Oh, but here they have pubmod object, which is different, isn't it? Oh, am I thinking about the wrong one? I think I am. Which means that the GD native bindings generated is pulling in the wrong thing here. This should be object and reference. Okay, let's try that. Now, why does that have API in it? To return post. Let's fix that while we're at it. 367. Must have been using it for something down here before. In my branch, but not theirs. And then we took theirs. It's probably an object and okay. Ooh. Great, generated. Okay. Looks like it's the same error over and over again. See, that's line 302124. Upcast. Okay. Qualified parent class. Oh yes, and this is the part where we actually need object in our generated code. Okay. So we fixed one thing, but not both things. So that makes object available. Just nice. It's kind of interesting. Just looking to see what's actually exported from here. Okay. Let's go back to the bindings, or this one. We make generated available. Then in the GDNative bindings generated, we can pull those objects in. But what do we do with... There's a difference between GDNative object and GDNative reference here. Okay, we're gonna go fix... There's basically two different types of errors. I think we want the generated stuff to actually be, to look like it's coming from crate generated, yada yada, which is why we're re-exporting the object and reference here. But it does mean that other places where we would have used GDNative core object without the generated is going to break now. And that was where? That was... well, it'll tell us. All right, method 217, methods. All right, good. GDNative core object self is re-imported there. That's in GDNative bindings. Oh. Ah, yes. All right, now which function is that in? 113.253. So let's find gen methods, I believe. Now, for this here, where we do the inline with the queue free, whatnot. Oh, node queue free? QUEUE. Okay. I don't remember going through and saying that we needed to pull stuff like that. Huh. Cool. Hold on, where is that being called from now then? Generate method impl. here. 2 places. Oh, this one's a test. Okay, so it's this one here. Ah, here's a queue for impl. There it is. And where is node queue free? Crate. Boyhax, thank you for the follow. I wonder if instead we should see. I think there's probably an easier way to do this. Maybe not easier, but smaller. Create generated node. All right, let's see if that works first. A lot of this is node free. Are there any others in here? Can now find function. All right, that line number. Not that file, that line number. Oh, inherited from reference. It's probably in the same file, special methods. Oh, it's not. Okay. Okay, so it is unsafe. That looks like it is the function. It seems like there's a shorter path than like the fully stamped out path to it. Because if you look at this, we are inside of a function, or inside of a impl. Okay, and oh, I see, but we can't just go up 1 or up 2 to that. I mean, we could, but reference is going to be in a different one. So same with object. So this really does need reference like that. It feels like we should just have generated available instead of saying create generated everywhere. Yeah, unfortunately, these are not reference functions. These are functions that are inside of the reference area. And sadly, we probably do we have to namespace these? No, that'd be okay. It's an interesting idea, though. Yeah, let's try that. Wonder how far we can get away with that. That's going to be in GD native bindings here. Okay. But the problem is, okay, we'll actually do self and star because there are cases where we don't know, and we have to be able to access it via create generated object. But that should bring in all of the kind of associated functions there. They're not truly associated functions, but not Rust associated functions, but the other functions that are associated with that code. Yeah, I think that's what we want in this case. And this is actually a different object. So in this case, we want line 15. Fine. Let's see, 536. Okay, so in this case, object, raw object. Let's see, where else? Where else do we use raw object, colon, colon? A couple places. Oh, as GD object. Yeah, unfortunately, in some cases we end up converting the class name to the snake case name. We don't know what it is, so we can't in this case. But that'd be cool if we could. It's really because the object struct and the reference struct are being exported in GD native core, and everything else is in GD native bindings. If those two are in GD native bindings, it would be a lot easier. It does re-export it from core, and that's what we're doing. We're doing that in GD native bindings generator here and here. But in some cases, we refer to the object method table functions directly. So instead of going through and stamping all that out. So why use the GD native core one? Yeah, raw object. So then there's, don't confuse generated object, which is the um, struct implementation from these object tools over here. If we actually go look at object, there are a number of things in here that have like Godot object, and it's actually this whole other implementation of Godot object and some utility functions. It's got ref, it's got a bunch of other stuff in here for the type safety. Yeah. So the naming's unfortunate that they're both called object. Maybe this one here should be really called like Godot object or something else. Right, and then Rusty interface, that's right. Which is why we have object here and then generated object up here. Um, did I just fix this one? I don't remember. Okay, it looks like it was probably one of those two. Let's run that again. No, don't do that. I don't want to have to go and delete that again. In fact, now I don't even know if it did it. Go to my fork. Branches. All right, it didn't make it. Good. Wow. This is good. It's taken a while. No way. Oh yeah, yeah, and I actually got that in yesterday, mini Saturday. Actually, with noting it, Toast Eater commented on that on this here. Which I was gonna go and clean up after we got these things working. Well, look at this. Wait, 1 minute, 3 seconds, 1 minute. Yeah. So here's with mini Saturday, and here's with the code before it. It does do rename, but that's all it does. It only does rename. No transparent, none of the other stuff, only rename. Yeah, yeah, that's good. I mean, it's probably all anybody ever, like all the basic stuff is there. Oh, it didn't when you looked at it. That's funny. So other than just, pinning it like that, I think this is ready to go. But look at that on that box. 21 seconds. It's really good. Oh, with your cargo stuff. Oh, that's nice. And I think if you needed any of the other stuff, you can always implement the deserializer inside of there. So they have a little visitor pattern. So if you needed things to be transparent or you needed that other stuff, it's straightforward-ish to implement. That'd be like this little block here, which I quite literally copied out of the Minisurday code itself and renamed some stuff. This is basically their tuple implementation. Because in the JSON, there's an array of strings that are getting converted to this argument object. And Serday does this, no questions asked. But Minisurday doesn't do that conversion, tuple to a type like that, so you have to implement it yourself. Oh, nice. Indie line. So I actually like using Minisurday a lot. Less worky bits, yeah. I don't think it's actually, like, the deserializing isn't faster. It's the deserializing versus the build time, isn't it? I thought they even said in their documentation, if we go look at, oh, I still have it open. But look at this. They have some benchmarks in here somewhere. Oh, one thing that got me though. Okay, it's way faster than it deserves to be. On par with Saturday JSON for some use cases, slower by a factor of 1.5 for most, which isn't bad. Oh, I see. It's still using Saturday JSON, but the serialized and deserialized traits are different. Oh, it's using JSON. Got it. Okay. One thing that did get me though, and it's worth mentioning, this. The no serialization error messages. That stumped me for a good half hour. It's like, all I got back was error. And I had to go look through the structures to see why there was an error, and then ended up coming to the conclusion that that it couldn't parse that argument type. So I had to figure all that out myself. And it would have been nice. Are we pro? Yes. It would have been nice if it would have told me like where, what, anything, but no, it just said error. And then it says if you go and read, oh, if you're having parse errors, just go and use Saturday. Well, I'm coming from Saturday. Saturday worked, so I had to go figure it out. But other than that, I mean, it's not like this format's changing anytime soon, so it should be fine. Back to where we were. Cargo test. Let's give that a run. Ooh, what's this? Ah, yes. 244. Okay, do it again. Dumb indent. Formatting code is so generated semi-formatted code and then provided format later. Yeah. I think actually not formatting these things in release mode would be good. So in build.rs, like in GD native bindings here, like not doing this, I think would be useful. And if you need it, just run the formatter on it. It is really nice to have that. So maybe have it behind a feature flag though. How is the big JSON generated? Van Kirkom, welcome. Yes, it's Rust. We're doing Rust. Oh, how's it generated? Quite literally through this here. Generate bindings. You get back a token stream, and that's it. And then it gets written out to that file. Oh, the input JSON. Ah, the how is the input JSON generated? It is generated from the Godot binary. Um, or was it here? I think it's this line here. But you have to do it on the tool. So if you compile it without the editor, then you don't have this. Oh, no, no, no. It's not run per the build script. No, that's checked in. That's committed. So it's API.json. And then there's this one, which is from the bindgen stuff. I think. Oh, interesting. Preprocess it. Bankercom, am I using async networking for the server? Yes. So in this case, I've been writing a game server. Let's see, it's over here. We have a workspace with a number of modules, and the TCP server and the game server. Oh, there it is. It's just called server. Um, yeah, it's all done using TCP with a modified CBOR kind of protocol format. So it's very tight. It's basically CBOR without tags. Any resources on the async networking? I'm actually using a project called Tokyo for it in Rust. If you're not familiar with Tokyo, it's fantastic. And they have documentation. They've got lots of examples for Tokyo. Basically, I think mine started as the chat example, right? I looked at the chat example and just went from there, and that was, goodness, a number of months ago. That and they have a fantastic Discord channel and are super responsive in there. I highly recommend the Tokyo community. I see. That way you don't have to walk over the whole thing and parse in big memory structs. Yeah. Oh, that'd be interesting. Huh. That's interesting idea, Museum. Um, so just exploring a little bit of that JSON. So this is the crate that Miniserved is using, right? It's actually taking this, generating all that other stuff for it. So I'm wondering if, as you're going through this, do they have basically like that sort of visitor pattern that was what was that XML library called? It was a lib. It's not like lib xpath or something. X something. Um, But I wonder if they have something where you're just a visitor on the JSON. Because if that's the case, then doing something like you're describing would be really straightforward. Cool. All right, back to the code. We're over here. So those passed. CD test, cargo build. This doesn't always take much time. Oh, you wouldn't use either of those for that. A faster parser that can handle streaming. That sounds cool. That would be nice. I was looking at the build timings the other day. Some of the stuff that takes a lot of time still is bindgen. Bindgen takes a long time. Yeah, I did that with the nightly -z timings. I can run it again real quick. I wanted to look at a couple things in here. I wanted to see if it was possible to. Okay, so like this one here, classes. Actually, don't want that on there. Binding gen API classes. Okay, that's better. That's fine. Lots of just little things, huh? Oh, what about this one? Generate node. Yeah, we got to keep that. Okay, those look good. It's fine. Okay. And let's say to stage, I just push S, huh? That doesn't do it. Oh, enter is to stage item. If I want to go to the stage stuff, that's something else. Oh, neat. That was easy. It also brings in a lot of depths accidentally. Unused import. Okay. Unused imports. Got it. All right. So we're going to want that at bindings generator. I don't think we could put that at the top of. Let's see. We could put that up here, can't we? Yeah. Let's change that to unused imports. Use deny. Oh, that's right. We have It's in GD native source lib. It's in here, right? Oh no, that's not it. I wish there was an easy place to put this because there's a number of these in the workspace. I don't know if I want to hit each one. So like sys. Oh, here, yeah, the allow. This core. Oh, don't do that. Oh, that is going to allow it. I thought it was deny. Oh, I see what this is going to do. Lib. That was in bindgen lib. The top one here. 1, 2, 1. Oh, I see. Let's see how it goes. Unused import crate. Okay. Actually, why is that an issue now? I didn't think we changed any of that. GD native core is no longer finding raw object in the right spot. Because in GD native core generated, it's because the other crate failed to build because of the deny IC. I think this one gets built first, then the other one is dependent on this one. so this one here, if we look at the other generated file, at this point we pull this in here, this line to line 8. I think that's what it wants here, which is, well, create. Raw object. Unused import, create. All right, 1526. Is super. So where is this one? This one is, where is that? Okay, so we have summary doc. Okay, so this generates the documentation, and it's before the documentation. That's before the class bindings. Ah, here. And was it super or crate? It was crate that I didn't want. Okay. Cargo. Check. It's getting further than before. I will be surprised if there was only one issue, one unused import. Really? This is only because this is in GD native bindings. Inside of GD native core, that's actually used. So that's not bad at all. Oh, but we can change that in GD native bindings, can't we? So yeah, that's only important in core, I believe. Let's test that. So will that make it compile faster? I imagine it's going to be searching a smaller space. Just a rounding error anyway. Well, is it like a Microsoft budget sort of rounding error? Or is it like my budget sort of rounding error? Well, that's great. So no errors in there. That went much better than I thought it was going to. Do we leave these in now? Oh, I see. On iOS, it'll be modified. Hmm. All right. I don't know if we should actually leave these in though. It's kind of fun. Isn't that, why isn't this a normal Clippy thing? Like a default Clippy rule. All right. Unused imports, good. I mean, they had allow before. I don't know. Okay. Well, I think we can at least get rid of the warnings then. Let's go ahead and delete that. Oops. All right. Stage that. Oh, interesting. They actually had it in, oh, allow unused imports. Okay. All right, that's gone then. All right. Good. Okay. Now, That's there. I don't want to do the PR yet. There's a number of things for renaming that still have to get addressed. Did it delete me? Did I? No, I didn't put it in here. Where was it? Was it in here? No. Did it get bundled with the borrowing? Oh. Oh, there it is. How can I take this out of here? I really just want this piece. Oh, benchmark master versus mine? Sure. To see how it deals with NTFS being slow? Ooh. Why I64s versus I32s? I think the Godot API, when you give the parameter, it actually wants the 64. I think that's kind of the master. Oh, wait, master has which changes already? What? I didn't think that got committed, did it? There's still this reducing build times via Saturday. Oh, 449, 450. Yeah. So if I just want to capture this piece, what's the best way? Dump this to a file. Here we go. Want this. Okay. Whoa, what happened on the right there? Huh. I was trying to do a block mode cut there. It didn't work. Okay. Oh, you want to compare non-quote to quote? Oh, cool, cool. Dictate a gig of memory usage. That's it? Where was that? Was that an API gen API? .rs. Ah, there we go. This is the default visual block mode in Vim. Okay, let's get the tabbing right. Otherwise, it's going to drive me nuts. There we go. Oh, where quote was added? Oh goodness. That was. Let's see. It's one I did. Oh, it's more than 11 days ago. Oh, it's the one after 425. Oh, this one might. Oh, okay. Yeah, that one's it. 6 days ago. Oh, it seems like it's longer. Oh, that's right. We were gonna look at the common prefix stuff. Where did that end up? Test common prefixes. I think that code died somewhere. Oh, strip common prefix. That's right. We had this here. Then we got into the whole lifetime thing. That's right. That's where that ended up. Quote technically isn't proc macros. Okay. Huh. I see. I was actually doing that in API.js, wasn't I? API because it was being added to enum. Where's enum? Enum. I need to remember to use that more often. Okay. So here's enum. Oops. All right. Let's take the lifetimes off that. Good. I guess this could be in the. Is there an impl for enum? I guess this is the first one. All right, so is this building up the correct thing? Build up a map of prefix to occurrence. That's right, we're doing that. Now this prefix is here. Should this be and stir? I mean, it should do that automatically, shouldn't it? And we have total variances. Okay, the threshold. Find prefix, okay. All right, at this point, let's just do an E print line. Comma prefix. There we go. And we need to call this on each one of these after the API has been loaded up. Here. Let's say API dot classes dot iter mute, right? Because we're mutably changing this. Actually, let's do that flat map you were talking about. So is this how you use that? So that's going to then change this to an, do I need to do an iter mute on that as well? So we have the classes, flat map that to the classes enums, iterator, and then for each one of those, oh, that looks nice. Because what I had been doing before was just, you know, you do the iter mute, then you'd have the for each, and then inside of there you would iterate again. But I like this. It stays unindented. It's clean. Oh, nice. Thank you. All right, let's give this. I think we're done with that file. Cargo check. Ah. Oh, that should be a function call. And why are we returning an option here? Oh, I wanted to return what the prefix was. All right, let's skip that for now. Make sure everything's written. Do syntax errors. All right. Your print line. No display an option. Thank you. Oh yeah, we unwrap it right there. But we're not returning anything yet. So that's a separate error now. But it's only not an option if this actually returns. Right, because I returned I removed the return type, so then that isn't possible anymore. Feature test? What? All right, the old build. 20 seconds shaved off. Whoa. Regression feels bad. Yeah. Edit. Where was the other one? Between 425 and master? Oh, 425. That's where'd 425 go? You're not talking about that one there. Between here and macro, there were actually some substantial code reductions in here. And I think this one ended up reducing the build time as well, because there's just a lot less code now. Maybe it wasn't that one. It was oh, where'd it go? This one? Oh, I see. Oh, cargo check dash VV, right? Colored always, sure. All right, but didn't do the build because nothing changed, right? Cargo clean dash P core. There we go. Common prefix yield. That's surprising to me. IAV, okay. Oh, I'm in the map there. That's why. Oh, no, no, this isn't good because we don't actually modify anything. Okay. Yeah, that was going to infinite loop. Okay, so some of those elements that I was a little concerned of, um, some of them just seemed weird. Where was it? Some of these look good. All right, let's just go ahead and modify those strings then. Um, so what were your changes, Museum? Let's see, and we should only do this if we have more than one variant, more than. It'd be weird for them to make an enum with only one variant, wouldn't it? Copy link address. All right. Yeah, I was surprised after you had given the last one. Somebody actually beat me to it. I let it sit for a day, then I came back and it was checked in. I mean, that's fine. Um, I mean, getting it done is getting it done. Maybe I should delete your comment before anybody can copy that link. All right, so what's going on here? Oh, need one more of these. There we go. Oh, that removes the Certe derive import. Let's look again. Oh, I see, yeah. Interesting. That's cool. All right, how's the auto scene switcher thing going today? Is that working out okay? I haven't left anybody in the browser, and it seems like we've actually gone back and forth to the browser and back a lot. I hope it's all right. All right. So now to remove the common prefix, let's see. So we remove whatever the prefix is plus the underscore that follows. So what's on string? Oh, they do have a remove. Oh, it removes a character. I see. Uh, replace range. Oh, I see. And then we can replace it with. Oh, I see. Because it takes a string. I thought it was. Yeah, of course, it's not taking a character. Still had that stuck in my head from the last one I looked at. All right. Oh, nice. That's gonna be nice. It's interesting that there is no just like remove range. It seems like having this, I get that like quote is extremely cheap. But it seems like having this be an option would be nice. Replace range, this range with none. It actually reads pretty well too. Oh, it's split off. Oh, I see. It splits it into two. Returns a newly allocated string. Self contains that. The return string contains this. Oh, interesting. At must be on the boundary of a. Oh, interesting. It's not operating on chars, is it? I'm guessing that these are not long strings. It's like most people's big data isn't really big data. All right, so in this case, match common prefix. We're going to go over, we're going to iterate over each one of these. This still feels backwards. I'm going to, all right. That's better. Okay. Self values dot intermute. You just slice and allocate? Oh, I see. I don't think we're going to have any code point uh, boundary issues on this. I think everything here is low ASCII, but a full release build of this data is 22 seconds. Wow. Wow. All right, so in this case, I want to filter this. Yeah, we're just going to filter based on the ones that begin with this string, and then in the next step, we'll do the truncation. So filter name. Oh, actually, well, this is a good question. Can we do filter map and just return this? No, we probably want to do the enum, don't we? So we're probably going to keep it as enums either. And then here, if e dot, was it name? I forget what it was called. Yeah, name. Oh, that's the enum name. We want the variant names. This should be variants, shouldn't it? Enum and then values. It shouldn't be values, it should be variants. Yep, okay, self to values, intermute, yada yada. Oh, this is actually keys, because it's a hash map, isn't it? All right, sorry, let me see, let me catch up. Or return the slice if you can. Get input prefix length, dot dot, I see. And 400 megabytes of RAM, wow, that's much smaller. And this is going to be prefix length. Do I already have that? I don't think I do. +1. There we go. This is filter. Name dot, it starts with, begins with, right? Starts with. So in this case, this prefix, actually, I think I want to change it to include underscore. So here's a list of prefixes. And then at this point, we create a common prefix. All right, so in this case, I think this common prefix should, at this point, add the underscore. What is prefix here? Borrowed star. probably a better one, like append. Oh, that's true, it does, doesn't it? Um, hmm. Well, doesn't push allocate as well? It'd be nice if we did this with fewer allocations. Let's just do two comparisons. So if it starts with whatever prefix is, comma prefix, and e dot name at position length is equal to underscore. That's our filter. Oh, if there isn't capacity, but oh, and that allocates in a string. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it allocates an entirely new string instead of just reallocating by whatever it needs. Gotcha. Okay, now in this case, we do this. And then dot map, no, dot for each or something, dot, name is going to be equal to probably that range from before. All right, I think we can safely unwrap that. Because we just checked to make sure that it was there. Now the type is wrong here, because here at this point we have a slice. To owned on that, maybe? Oh, is it? Oh, I see. Without the option. Okay. And that'll throw anyway, so same difference, right? Got it. Got it. That's good. Okay. Ah, yes, because it's not the name, it's the variant that we're actually going through. Okay. 167 here. Name and value. Same thing here. value, we can just drop. All right, I think there's still a bug in here. Yeah. Oh, 168. Thank you. But it feels like that should be more like that. Like we want to assign it to what this points to. Oh, I see. Cannot be indexed by use size. That's not going to work. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, chart indices. Oh, that's interesting. Let s equals split a toString. So it's not the name on the enum, it's actually the key of the entry in the hash map. Okay, now this one here, nth returns an option. I'm trying to remember. Um, so if it returns something, I actually want to. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Just a moment. All right. Um, so at that point, a filter feels like more like a map or else sort of situation. But which one is? Let's see. That was a default. Okay, so in this case, return false. In this case over here, and this is what? And this is the character, C, and C is equal to that. So if it doesn't have it, it returns false. Otherwise, we'll return that comparison. Okay. Oh, the default for map or else is a value. Oh, so we don't want to give it the. Okay. But it does take this default here. Oh, I see the D and the okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, two functions. Got it. Filter function bool is still more clear. Where would we filter instead of nth? Oh, I see. Because at that point, right, we're filtering the option, which is going to be some or none. Got it. And at that point, we have the C equals underscore. So that's going to return some or none. And at that point, we have to say is some, right, in order to get the Boolean. Ah, yes, good. We're on the same page. You probably typed that way ahead of me. Good. Now I think we've got this other issue. I like that is some on there. That's nice. Or not the is some, the filter on there. It's nice. Oh, no implementation of that versus that. All right, here we go. So 171, we're looking at this line now. We're actually updating it. Good. 10 minutes ago. Yeah. Oh, how many different ways that there are to do this? Yeah. Because it seems like you should be able to compare something that's a reference to something that's not a reference, but is of the same type. Is it because of the deref rules? Like if I borrow, then it can actually be compared against a slice and other things like that? Yeah. Yeah, if it's copy, that's a little different. So now Clippy is telling me to do this with and mutable. It's also borrowed as immutable. Where? Let's take this extra bit off. Oh, closures don't course properly. I see. So you need to move the name into a different allocation because exclusive borrow of this goes to the stuff foo. The sequence points go left to right. I see. Oh, I see. Because ah. So we have to basically get the slice first and then put it in. Ah, okay. It feels a little bit like CSS here. Okay. The borrow on the name is dropped before you try to mutate it. I gotcha. That's going to be this stuff. Like so, and sub with the semicolon. Eddie Petrosaur, welcome. What am I trying to write? We are currently working on um, an open source project called GD Native Rust. It allows you to use Rust. Trying to find the link as we do this. It lets you use Rust with Godot. And here we go. So Godot engine, if you're not familiar, is an open source game engine. And it has a number of ways to be able to script the engine. And we're working on the Rust scripting for the engine. All right, back to the borrows. Good question, Eddie. And happy Wednesday. All right, so here we have itermute. Then we filter. Here we still have itermute. Yeah, the for each. Is there like a for each mutable? Well, it should just take whatever it's actually being given, shouldn't it? Is performance important? Yes, it is. Is value borrowed for common prefix? Oh, it might be, actually. There's the prefixes. Common prefix. Yes, it is. Oh, I then need mutable borrows or owned values. I see, gotta drop the prefixes before I can mutate it. What am I looking to get out of this common prefix thing? Maybe we could just explicitly drop it for now. Oh, I just want its length, don't I? It's true. It's so true. Um, okay. Well, I want the length, and I also need to know what the prefix is so that I can filter out the things that are not supposed to be getting mutated. So I do need to have that. In this case, common prefix that that is a stir. We could just make this to owned, and at that point, we wouldn't have the borrow on it. Oh, what is it still common prefix? Shouldn't it have dropped it then? I mean, if I do to owned on this, that should drop the borrow, shouldn't it? So we have prefixes. Prefixes have this common prefix. Then we rebind it. Oh, but rebinding doesn't actually drop it. I see, I see. We need to draw prefixes. Okay. Yeah, and let's say that's an option to a string. Oh, it's that's a type. We actually want the type information there. It's going to be none. We'll have a block here so we can control the lifetime of prefixes and what's being borrowed on it. Okay. That still feels weird. Oh, I don't need to declare it first. Oh, okay. Just, yeah, gotcha. So in this case, we'll just do the match as a return value here. Okay, now we have the common prefix. Nothing borrowed. Immutable borrow occurs here on 134. There should be prefixes. Prefixes, we have this common prefix that comes out of that. (134 to 167), but 167 is outside of that. Is it because of the loop? Oh, hey, so what's that doing? Is that so I'm curious. When we have that, and we say to owned on it, what is the value that we get back? Is that equal to and stir? Like an owned borrow? String, I guess. Oh, you don't mean there, you mean over here. Yeah, so dereference the borrow. Where did we get that extra borrow? Was it so here we have prefixes, and that's a hash map of borrows. Then we iter on that. Oh, I see. And that, I mean, that could have truly been an into iter here. Whoa. They typically work with borrows for performance reasons. Yeah, which is nice. It actually gets rid of it. I wonder if we could actually get rid of the scope then. Yeah, okay, that's good. It's a shame though, because iterators can't own their elements, which is a performance loss. All right, so what was the error? We had, oh yes, we don't need that any longer because it's an into iter. No longer need to dereference that. And then if name starts with this, borrowing here, common prefix. Yes. Perfect. Now we're back to the assignment bug. Good. Um, uh, Bug, compile error, whatever. There's a plan for a new iterator trait which can do that, which is part of making stream and into future into standard. That way for foo and bar dot await will work. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm surprised that stream. Well, I guess I'm not surprised. Rust is very slow to bring things into core, which I like. Yeah, they can't borrow across waypoints. Yeah. 171. What says remove? What is this type here? Oh, I see. So that might work. You can't mutate keys and hash maps. Yes, that's right. It is a hash map. Ah, well, as my kids would say. I'd be like, well, um, or actually, let's see, if we go to the browser, let's go to the browser. Hash map. I wish they had like an entry iterator on hash map. And why doesn't itermute actually let you do this? What is the type I want to remove common prefixes from? So in Godot, there are the API that we're trying to generate code for in Rust. The enumerations have these really long common prefixes on them occasionally. And we're trying to remove the duplication in the prefixes on the enumerations. Because the pointer is used in the hash identity. So then what does an itermute actually let you do? Oh, I see. You can change the value, but not the key. Oh, I hadn't seen that. Um, Not all of them. No, the enumerations. Um, there's just different sets of kind of prefixing rules that Godot's kind of developed over time, and we're slowly just peeling them away, coming up with different rules for how to make reasonable enumeration names from the Godot API. So we're actually stripping out quite a bit. So like there might be an align enumeration, and in Godot you would have align left as one of the variants, align right, align center. Well, align should be gone, right? It should be align as the enumeration name, and then left, right, and center is the variants. The Rust-side internal representation type is a new type of I64 and then just namespaced constants. There's a new unsafe API addition to HashMap. They're added in 144. It was just merged this week. Ooh. Okay, well, let's see, do it. What is the code trying to do? Like, let's ask the is it plugged in questions. Where does the value actually get used? Let's do a quick scan here. Strip common prefix, that's where we were. That's also where we were. This also happens to be where we were. Ah, here. So what are we doing here? It actually gets converted to a vector later. And that appears to be the only place that it's used. So, I mean, we could convert it to a vector, that's fine. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it should just be, yeah. Oh, almost got it. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, hopefully, I hope that actually does just what we want it to. So if we look at the API.json file, we look at enums, one that's not empty. Just gonna find one real quick. Oh, there was one. So yeah, I should. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, nice. Yeah, if the input has less work. Because I think we do call sort at some point, but it's sorted based on the values, which happens to be the same order that they're in the file. So we could use do less work there too. All right, let's see if this will deserialize. All right, where are we? 134. Oh, that's right, and we changed the type. Yeah, prefixes dot. Wait, what are we doing here? Oh, we're doing the strip common prefixes. Iter dot map. We're going to map this to just be the names. There we go. It's that one. Is COC on? Doesn't feel like it. Feels like it gave up. Well, it's going to be different per enumeration. And we don't want to build up common prefixes across enums because uh, we only want to operate on the variants of an enumeration while removing them. If we built up some list across all variants, we'd probably get a lot of false positives. Oh, self.iter. Of course, it's self.values.iter. I saw values and thought the hash map. Okay. Good. Now 151 in classes. Yeah, and here we're sorting. We can actually get rid of that whole thing. Because it's sorted based on the order that came in, which is in a predictable order. Does this get used anywhere else? No, just there. Okay, so let's just, oh, e.values, get rid of that. Okay, yeah, the map to sequence bit, I was afraid that's going to bite us. Because this is a map. It sounds like I'm overcomplicating the code. All right. Why do you say that? I mean, we're not afraid of overcomplicating code here. Sometimes we add lifetimes just because. Yeah, this doesn't have miniserta yet, so yeah, that could be an issue later. Um, hmm. You don't understand why I'm stripping the prefixes for the variants? I've got examples. Now let's go look. Was it in? No, not that file. API? Oh, probably classes then. Ah, here we go. Yeah, stuff like this. It is really aesthetic because you're going to end up with this parameter that has every enum beginning with param. Right? Or you'll have these ops, and every op in here you'll have operator, and then everything begins with op underscore. It's just that repetition. Yeah, it's on the consts. This isn't for the cons. These are the so when we take an enumeration from Godot, we're not actually making a enum in Rust because C++ enums and Rust enums are um, they don't always map right. I think the issue was that we could end up with invalid bit patterns in the Rust enums, whereas the C++ enums don't care. Yeah, using associated consts instead of enums. That's right. Iter once over variance to get a common prefix for each variant, then for each group, just iter and map replace. Oh, you should just need repr C. Oh, interesting, for Rust to C++. Interesting. They are not enum classes. It is not a C++ 11 enum class. They're more like the older ones, the C style enums. Oh, interesting. I wonder then, is there any other reason that we couldn't use Rust enums then? Trying to think through. Are you allowed to have the same value for multiple variants? I think you can with Rust enums, can't you? Yeah, like so in some of the API, they let's find one. Some of these enums actually have repetitions, so they'll have two of the same values with different names. Yep, and this one actually looks like a bit flags. It's fine. So some of these will have something like, supporting maybe a misspelling, right? They'll do something silly like that. Okay. So there's different things in the API, and some of them are not just like that. I'm trying to find a good one. Also, some of them are negative values. They do have very large negative values for 3 of the enums, maybe, no, 6 of the enums. But there are repetitions in here. I'm not getting luck on this today. 4, 5, 6, no. Doing just quick scans here. There are a lot of enums in this. Oh, yeah, no. So why not sanitize that at the FFI boundary and represent as the, so we don't own the FFI boundary for C++. So yeah, we're not making changes to Godot for this. We have to make sure that what we build actually works with Godot. We can generate whatever we want in terms of Rust stuff, but we're not going through and like making handcrafted APIs here, so we're not like making sure that we omit a specific one or whatnot. Associated counts are better anyways. Yeah, the I64s I think are, and we're in this file, so why don't we just keep going? Oops, undo, there we go. So they type functions, and this might actually be a good one here. As you can see here, they have this type, which is int in their API. They don't specify if it's an i32 or i64 or whatever, but we know it's an i64 on their side. And in the case of the enumerations, they're all i64s. So if in this case, this happens to be taking enumeration, it actually would say that, well, hold on, let me say this a different way. If set type, if its first parameter, this type here, was some sort of type enum, and it had maybe like a big or type small, those would actually be i64s, but the API in the JSON file would say just that its name is type and its type here is int. It doesn't give us any more information as to whether or not this is an enum, if it expects an enum, that sort of thing. So we just know that it takes an i64 at this point. Just cast it when it goes to the C side. I see. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So, Eddie, what are you saying here? I meant the Godot could be as it were, but the Rustland internal type sanitized and correct spelling variants, but we don't know what the spelling variants are. And if there were two variants that had the same value, we wouldn't know which one to pick without like visually looking at each one and making choices as a human. And we're trying to avoid that because we don't want to do it again for like Godot 4, right? It's like, no. Well, it's a good idea. It's not undoable. Pick the first, it might be the wrong one. Yeah, it's hard to make that decision because you really have to look at it. So we're just trying to keep them all as keeping them all will work for future versions of the API, and then we don't have to, we don't have to go through and re-examine them all again. And we don't carry forward incorrect spellings and whatnot. All right, where were we? Yes, map and sequence. Hmm. It would be functionally equivalent, but I don't want to propagate like bad spellings and stuff like that. That and some of the documentation might refer to one in enum versus another, right? Because some things might be like a left versus beginning. And for the like right to left text stuff, you might actually want to use beginning versus left. Is all prefixes based on the name? They aren't. And there are some examples which we can look at. Where is it? Godot. I think in one of the issues I actually linked to something. Is it in here? It might be in here, or the previous PR. It's probably in this. Group of the variants. So this is a list of the variants after having removed a number of the prefixes already, based on some of the other rules. And you can see that you'll have things like tracking status, right, which has nothing to do with AVR here. Like that, this is the enum name and this is the variance. And so track status here, each one of these begins with ARVR. Right? So maybe just remove all ARVR. That's what we're trying to do, is just remove that for, aesthetic reasons. You probably know that all of these are already ARVR things or capabilities, right? There's some more interesting ones down below. Oh, like here, FFT size. These actually have to keep the prefix because we can't have a value here that starts with a number. So we couldn't strip out size off of those. Let's see, what else do we have? We've done a pretty good job. Here's another params one. And instead of looking through and seeing like, oh, well, there's params, there's op underscore, there's a couple of like very common things in here. We want to do it in a programmatic way so that it still works in the future. Yeah, like here, interpolation. Normally, in these other ones, we would remove the format, like this variant here might actually have format underscore etc2 underscore RGBA8, but we're already stripping the variant, the enum name off of the variants. But in this case, interpolation and interpolate don't match. So to be able to find these sorts of common prefixes in a better way, and instead of hard coding like some sort of mapping, we just want to take and look for these prefixes. Oh, and here's the negatives. Like, why? Why did they do that? Wait. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Might run out of positive numbers. That's right. Planning for the future. Oh, you know what? It is way over my time today. I just looked up and saw that I'm like 45 minutes over. Eddie, if I didn't say so, thank you for the follow. We already have the JSON. Okay, so the flow is one, query some remote external source, which could be JSON. Yes, it's externally generated, but part of our source. We just commit it. Two, for each protocol type, generate some Rust type that would represent all the types in the stream. Three, for all of those, is Saturday implementation to have the Rust code feel rustic while being able to export. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty close. There might be some subtle differences in that we're just generating code. We're generating Rust code from these types. So these end up producing like this file. So this file has, let's say, connected flags. Um, connect flags. Oh yes, this is a good one. Object is a Godot object, and you can see that it has a raw object. It has its own pointer inside, and then you can see that we have this new type pattern where we have these connect flags to represent these enumerations. And we impl connect these variants on that with their values. So kind of scoped constants, associated constants, basically, for the enum. Now, if this were in some other thing, like maybe it's some sort of like net connect or something else, we would end up with connect being repeated multiple times here, because connect would probably also be at the beginning of these as part of the connect flags. I would say something like connect underscore flags underscore deferred, connect underscore flags underscore persist. And this goes on for some, actually the other, oops, that file went away. All right. But yes, did they both go away? Oh, that's too bad. We got a little snippet of it, and it's gone now. Yeah, there's a lot more code gen than just Saturday export, a lot. And it's a large amount of code. So we're also trying to be cognizant of how long it takes to actually produce these things, because the iteration time can be rather painful. But I got to get running. It's been good chatting today. A lot going on. I'll have to figure that out later. Well, thank you all. Let's see, who should we raid today? Anybody have any suggestions? Looking for Rust raiders. Looks like CM Griffing is starting soon. Wonder what he'll be doing today. Oh, Lime Dye. Lime Dye, you should be doing Rust stuff. Anybody have any Rust raiders they want to go for? You'll play around with making it faster. That'd be great. That'd be really great. Sturdy tuple vec map. Oh, thank you. Or remote type. Yeah, I wonder if they have that for mini Saturday. Because I think I don't want to clobber the mini Saturday thing. Yeah, we're just gonna raid. Was it Chris? His name is Chris. I gotta get going. Oh, check out some fancy Rust stuff. Will do. Let's copy that link address. Let's take a peek. So what's going on here? That's cool. So it's either standard in or it's file. Nice. That is cool. That's what you did this morning. Wow. Okay. Just a dynamic trait. Yeah. That's cool. I'll have to remember that one. Until next time. Bye-bye.